Welcome, YouTube friends and family, to today's edition of the Wellness Homesteader. So this is take number 2 because I was talking away and suddenly forgot. So I hope you'll forgive me. I have some talking notes. So first and foremost, I want to say welcome. We have a lot of new subscribers here. Many of you came over from Homestead Tessie, and I just wanted to say a big welcome, and I'm so glad you're here. Number 2, I want to say thank you all for your very kind words, for your private messages regarding the situation with my mom. I'm not crying as much. I think that's a good sign. And I think I may have found just an number 1 place for my mom. As I fully expected, Mom is backpedaling. However, I will also say, I can be extremely firm, never mean, when I need to be. And I simply told her, this isn't up for negotiation. So, guys, it has been pretty incredible, and I don't want to complain, but I still covet your prayers. Okay, before I start crying, oh my goodness. The third thing is depression era cooking. I'm like, uh-oh, why did I write depression? I'm not going to tell them I'm depressed. I'm not really depressed. I'm just overwhelmed. So thank you all for your kind comments and feedback. So absolutely number 1 was the tuna and potato dish, which is kind of like a tuna casserole. But actually, I think that is going to be super tasty. So I'm going to do that first from the Depression Cookbook. And one of you, and guys, I hope you will forgive me. I am horrible with names. One of you recommended a book that had a lot of Depression era recipes, and I forgot to do it yesterday. Some days I have more than I can say grace over. But at any rate, I am going to get that book and see if I can find some other really cool recipes. When I try to search out on the internet, I get a lot of like generalization, like they cooked with a lot of canned meat, they used dried chipped beef, you know, things like that. No, I want the actual Depression era recipes. So we will be doing the tuna potato dish. And then I do want to share the one pot spaghetti because that is truly a Depression era recipe that came from my mom's family. So we will be doing both of those, not on the same day. Too many casseroles and one pot dishes make too much, Kim. All right, so what am I going to do with you today? So I want to apologize because, guys, I know I'm not myself. Like, I'm just not myself. I just have too much on my mind. And so I'm just going to say ahead of time, excuse me for my misspeaking, for my stuttering, for my ums, for losing my train of thought. And that happens a lot too. I'm trying. So what I was going to do today was finally make Ezekiel bread. Guys, I don't know if I can today. I will share with you, I have the book out. So if I can get my mind on track, I may make it and do another video. And even though my son will be mad at me for saying this, I'm not doing a wardrobe change. I will probably just film on the same day if I can do it today. But I purchased this book from the breadbeckers, breadbeckers.com, and it's the Essential Homegrown Flour book. And in there, they have a recipe for Ezekiel bread. The reason I have held off, guys, is because it makes 3 loaf pans. I cannot eat that much bread. But you know what? I know Ezekiel bread freezes well. And my neighbors behind, they focus on fiber. And this is certainly a fiber-rich recipe. The problem is I don't know if I have 3 bread pans. Y'all gonna think I've got 3 heads. But anyway, I could cut it in half. That's the other thing I could do. And it says that this batter, you like pour it. It's not like a kneading bread. So I had gotten the bread machine out this morning, was going to do it. And I'm like, okay, it's way too much ingredients for a 2-pound bread machine. And I'm concerned that although the Breadbeckers are big proponents of Zojirushi bread machines, they have no recipe in either one of their cookbooks. So I'm thinking it probably would not come out properly in the zojirushi. So stay tuned, because I know I've promised you guys that for so long and I just haven't done it. And that's why I didn't want all that bread on hand. And yeah, I was like, I'll just farm it out to the neighbors. I tease my neighbors. I say, you should lock the door when you saw me coming up the walk, because we all have open door policy, so we just pop in. So I always come bearing food because, you know, guys, there's a limit to what I can eat. Number one, there's a limit to what I can freeze. Number two, and number three, there was a time where I had to utilize the food pantry. Money was very lean. And now that I'm in a better position, not that my neighbors aren't, I do like to share the wealth. Both sets of my neighbors are well into their 70s. So I think it's helpful for them, for their neighbor to come to the door bearing bread. Alrighty, enough about that. So I was going to share with you, hopefully I can get through this, guys. I hope you're laughing with me, because I've cried till I don't think I can cry anymore, and crying doesn't solve anything, and I am one of those ugly criers. You know how sometimes, like, I don't watch soap operas, but you know, they would have soap operas where people are crying and the girls just look beautiful. Not me. I get the big red Bozo the Clown nose. My eyes turn bright red. Yeah, not a pretty crier. So I'm going to try not to cry. Don't have anything to cry about right at the moment. So I want to show you what I found. This is a combination of Goodwill and eBay. I'm going to share some things that are exceptional buys, and I am going to share with you guys a buyer beware eBay purchase. So, all right, let's get into it. I'm going to scoot you down. And guys, I'm not dressed up. You should have caught me yesterday, because I wore a dress yesterday. I will share, it is 8 degrees with a wind chill of -15, and it's snowing, but very lightly. So we're finally getting the winter, and a lot of people are like, oh, I hate that it's so cold. But you know, we need those cold temperatures to regulate the bugs, etc. Pardon me, for next year's growing season. Excuse me, I'm not sick. Excuse me. All right, so my first find. So I purchased these two footed and de-handled white milk glass looking cups. And I want to, y'all know I love Hold Howard, right? So I turned it over and see that HH, and I was like, no, those are way too modern for Hold Howard. So I carefully peeled off the 99-cent sticker, and it is made by Houston Harvest by Vicki Howard. That felt loose. Okay, it's not. And I tried to look up prices like on eBay, and again, I paid 99 cents. I got two of them, $6 to $10. But the company actually is known for making those big popcorn tins. You know, they have like the cheese popcorn, the caramel corn, the butter popcorn, whatever. And they're now owned by Signature Brands. So hang tight a moment. I see I forgot something. See, I told you my mind is not functioning. Let me show you why I chose these cups in another set I'm gonna share. All right, sorry about that. You probably, if you watched my Christmas home tour, you probably saw these. So these are vintage Pyrex. This is the large casserole. And you see the theme here with the blue snowflakes. And I have that also in the blue version. And then the divided dish in the blue with the white snowflakes. So for winter, I am trying to decorate with a lot of blue and white and use a lot of my milk glass, my hobnail milk glass. And these actually I thought matched very nicely. So $1.98 for two. So at a different Goodwill, I found these, and these are actually made by Corning, so they are also the milk glass, but they don't say Pyrex. Oh, you're never gonna be able to see that. They just say Corning. So what, I looked on eBay, they're $8 to $10. This is considered to be a coffee mug or a table mug. They came up with all these foo-foo names. I love milk glass, I love the look of it. I like that it's white. And this is not so much a holiday design, it's just a floral, but it's in super good shape. It doesn't look like it's ever been used. And I do use my vintage stuff, guys. Why have it? Just for looking is my philosophy. So I had 4 cups to add to my step back cupboard display. I think I shared this. I had a major disaster, when I was decorating for fall. And the last time the step back cupboard was moved, it did not get latched the top to the bottom. It fell, it broke everything in there. So I'm kind of having fun adding some inexpensive vintage type pieces to make displays since I lost all my Bennington pottery. So let me set these aside because I can't talk without my hands and they'll probably end up on the floor. All right. I can't wait to share this with you guys. Like, I had a conversation, a lengthy one with my son, and he even looked it up on the internet as well. So, let me turn this around. Okay, and you see on the bottom, it says, oops, Healthcraft. It's very, very heavy. It has the suction cup bottom, that does work, a hopper, and then these stainless steel blades that come on and off. And it came with 5 blades. And they're all different. So that this is a smaller version of what I just showed you. Okay, that's bad. These are stuck together. I have not washed this or used this, guys. Okay, well, I won't struggle. This is obviously a slicer, and below that is obviously a wavy slicer and another wavy slicer, and these are quite sharp. And a piece of paper just fell out. Your cone is precision adjusted to clink or touch the hopper when turning without cutting vegetables. This is normal. It will immediately adjust and not clink when food is placed in the hopper. I probably should save that, right? So I'm like, this has to be like 50s. I mean, how like sleek and cool is this? So I'm in the Goodwill and I'm like, you know, looking at my phone. And let me tell you what, guys, this is modern and new. So, and you can Google it, Healthcraft Shredder. I paid, I left the price on for y'all. $2.99 for this. Does not look to me like it has ever been used, and I can tell you these blades are extremely sharp. So let me tell you first what it does, and then I'm gonna tell you how much it is. So it's obviously a manual shredder, a non-electric food processor, if you will. It has more than 240 cutting options, so I'm gonna try to download an instruction book because there's only 5 blades, so I'm like, how can it do 240 things? You probably have to run things through there twice. So it grates cheese, it peels and chops onions, it slices garlic, it makes waffle fries, it makes French fries. And again, the blades are stainless steel. So I should have done a guess, but that kind of defeats the purpose of this video. This normally retails, wait for it, drum roll, for $489. No, yes, $489. Once again, guys,
I'm about to tell you I paid $299 and I meant $2.99.
It's clinking because I don't have a blade on it. So it is on sale right now if y'all need one for $289. Now, I don't know about you all, but I would not pay $289 for this. Oh, wait, what's this? Oh, guys, this is a treasure. This fell out of it. Somebody tried to sell it at a garage sale for 50 cents, so I overpaid. But I do think this would be really neat to make like waffle fries. I bake fries, I don't fry fries. And I do have one of those air fryer ovens. I told you I'm gonna a little bit. So this definitely was the buy of the month for $2.99. Okay, next. So if you remember back to our Christmas candy video, I was using, excuse the paper, my Better Homes and Gardens holiday cookbook for special occasions. I love any kind of cookbook from the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s even. Some of the 70s ones are pretty cool too. So I was in an antique store, and this caused a whole hoo-ha, guys. There was a bundle of books, and it said $4 each, which hardcovers, this, I think I paid $1.99 for. I don't think I still have the price in this one. But when I was at Goodwill last, they've raised their hardcover prices to $2.99. Inflation has hit the Goodwill for the free stuff that they get. Anyway, the bundle of books said $4 each or $20 for the bundle. So I take it up to pay for it, and they're like, oh, we got to get the manager. And I'm like, what? And they're like, well, what if somebody took one of the books out? Okay, wait. I will give you $20 for whatever is in the bundle. It does not matter to me if somebody took a book out. It's a good deal because there were 10 or 11 books, I think 10. And since I've acquired a couple more, so I just lumped this all together. So the manager had to come out and be like, well, if you're willing to pay that. And I thought, y'all are cheaper than the Goodwill. I'm not terribly worried about it. So I'm just going to flip through them because I got some really good ones that we might see in later videos. This one's called, actually I should tell you, these two are a little bit smaller and they're both 60s. Birthday and family celebrations. This has some really cool things in it. So Good Meals. Casserole Cookbook. This is probably the most recent. It is 70s. Italian cookbook. Wait, is that a... Oh, look here. Another casserole cookbook, but they're different. Didn't even notice that. After Work Cookbook. So probably quick cooking. Cooking for Two. This should be good for me. Make Ahead Cookbook. Menu Cookbook. So this has like whole meals, like all the side dishes, desserts, like what goes together. Jiffy Cooking, and look what's on there, hot dogs. I thought this was the prettiest one. This is called Snacks and Refreshments, but look at these little slushy things in that lime green. I thought those were really pretty, and this was 1963. I also love, this is like a fish that you can skewer shrimp to. So cool. Favorite Ways with Chicken. And guys, I have been on the hunt for a while now for a fondue pot. Now, I realize fondue pots are usually pretty plentiful at the Goodwill, but let me issue you a word of caution. Check it carefully because a lot of times it does not have the plug or it's missing the sticks. And if I'm gonna pay $4.99, let's say, for a fondue pot, I need all the pieces. So this one is Fondue and Tabletop Cooking. Good Food on a Budget. And this would be last. The Calorie Counters Cookbook. So this may be very helpful in doing some of our healthier cooking in 2022. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That's 15 cookbooks that I have thrifted, and I didn't pay more than $2 for any of them. So lots of great recipes. And I have to tell you guys, I just like looking at the pictures. Look at this. Like, how pretty is that, right? And I have used this one, the birthday and celebration one, already for a couple things. And so there are good recipes, usable recipes. All right, so almost finished with the thrift haul. Guys, this is so cool. This I have the original box for. This was an eBay buy. I paid $17.46 for it. You know, shipping. But it does have the original box, which, look at the graphics. So what it says is, pardon me, inland carafe and warmer, durable heat-proof glass. One of the ways that you know it's older, and this is definitely 50s, is with liability nowadays, it would say heat-resistant glass. It's not gonna say it's heat-proof. So that was one keyword. But look at how cool this is. Ta-da, look at the handle on that. So the top is actually cork. And you can tell this has never ever been used. Now, it does have some discoloration on the base, but it's still pretty bright. But look guys, it has the original candle. So it's not a sterno heater. So you would take the fancy coffee pot, light the candle underneath, and keep it on the table while you were serving a meal or serving dessert. I can see this being used for entertaining. So, oh, and I misspoke. It is 1960s. It is not 1950s after I researched. So let me reposition the camera. And I'm going to show you something that I purchased that was not a good buy. Stay tuned. Okay, guys. So this is a 1950s Costco, not Costco, Costco 3-tray on casters serving cart. So y'all may remember I had a higher bookshelf that was extremely wobbly, and my son like climbed to my frame when he was home, that I was going to end up having it break and lose my Zuji Rushi, which I would not want to happen. So I found a vendor on eBay that had fairly positive had very positive feedback. And what they're doing is they're taking these apart, they're refurbishing them. The pictures looked gorgeous. Guys, let me tell you, first of all, you barely touch it, if you can see down there, and the paint chips. So very poor paint job. They did not paint the underneath of the shelves, so there's rust. They did repaint the aluminum here. However, they didn't paint around the casters, so that also contains rust. So I'm probably going to end up having to redo this. Just at a glance, it's gorgeous. I'm going to give you a little advanced sneak peek. I'm going to paint my kitchen this color. So I thought it would look really nice in here, but this is not put together properly. So once I did my research, I realized that there were handles that came out. Now, it would have been a problem. It would not have fit. I wouldn't have been able to open this door. It would have been in the way of the cat gate. So I guess from that respect, you know, whatever. They wanted $100 for it. And so I made them an offer of $80. They countered with $90. I paid $90. This is a true vintage item. And I know you can buy carts cheaper than that, but I wanted an authentic with authentic 1950s blue. I'm not going to share the eBayer's name. I'm not trying to hurt anyone, but I will share I did not leave positive feedback. It is smaller than the shelving unit that I had before, but it serves its purpose. So, and my son will get off my case that it's going to collapse or fall over. So hang tight a moment and we'll get together for final thoughts. So I thought I would just bring you over here to my step back cupboard to kind of wrap up today's video, give some final thoughts. So put my cups and my Pyrex back. This is a vintage ice lip pitcher. So the lip is made in such a way if there's ice in the beverage, it won't plop out into the glass. A piece of California pottery that I found at a thrift store. Most of these pieces were thrifted and don't have any real family provenance. The Pyrex, of course, is the exception. I did purchase that either on Etsy or on eBay. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I know it's not my usual, guys, and I promise you I will get back to more in-depth videos. Next week, my mom has some doctor's appointments, a plumber appointment to deal with an issue with her water heater, and then an assessment appointment for the facility that I hope I can get mom moved into within the next month. Then the process will begin of getting her actually physically moved, selling the house, having an estate sale, or probably an auction with the amount of stuff and antiques mom has. So I'm a little bit overwhelmed, but I'm gonna have to just take it a day at a time. So appreciate your continued thoughts. So if you haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button. If you know someone that likes thrifting, please share my video. It does help my channel greatly. And as always, be healthy, be well, be blessed. I will see you all, Lord willing, on Tuesday. Take care.